rather than myself, and I still don't have the proper video editing software, so this is going to have to work for now. But I wanted to make a quick video today to show you guys a new feature. It launched 3 days ago on Ancestry.com. For those of you who have done the Ancestry DNA test, they redesigned a whole bunch of stuff, and that's basically what I'm going to show you today. Now, before I get into it, you may not have gotten an email about this. Ancestry has been really bad about getting me emails. They didn't send me one when my DNA results were in, and they said that they sent one when this new update came out. They didn't. I just happened to find it and Googled, what the hell is a DNA circle? So, this is what your front screen is going to look like now. You see where my mouse is? This little box is new, and that's the update that they're talking about. Now, you can go to Ancestry DNA, or you can just go up to the top here like you normally would to your DNA results, and that's going to bring it up for you. So, basically, you're going to go to view your DNA homepage. Okay, guys, it normally doesn't take this long. I'm not sure what's up with it. Maybe more people are finding out about the site and it's bogged down or something right now. But as you can see, your DNA homepage is reorganized. Up here on the right, you've still got your activated test, information about you, and then these have not changed. I thought maybe the percentages had changed. They haven't changed at all. It's just this display. So if you hit See Full Ethnicity Estimate, it still takes you right to the same exact page that you were at before. One of the new things you're going to see is View DNA or DNA Matches. That's the same thing you had before, where if you go up here to DNA and then view your DNA results, it'll take you to this page. The only new thing really about it is these little circles for the profile pictures. And if you go down here, getting for yourself in your tree, and that's attached to your Ancestry account, it's not going to automatically put that on there. You have to do that yourself. Now, this is a cool little feature here. I wish they would have gone further with it, because there's a couple things that I'd like to see, but this does help. Now you can, instead of having to go to the search screen and then click the little box to search by shared ancestor hints, it's right here, and it tells you how many there are. So, as far as I can tell, they don't send you notifications to say, hey, you got a new DNA match, but you can, if you remember that number, say I've got 43 shared ancestor hints. Well, when I see that go up, I can click on this and try to find out which one that new one is. Your starred matches, you can search those just like you could before, but there's a shortcut to it here now. And then this is really cool here because, as you know, Ancestry basically says, like second and third cousins, fourth cousins, and then fifth to eighth cousins, or whatever it is. So you have 114 fourth cousins or closer. And this is something I'm going to click on just to show you guys, because they did some, whatever it was, and it was really technical what it was that they updated. They basically redid it so that it's more accurate. So you don't have, because I had something like 217 pages of matches, and now I have 60. But as you can see, these are my second cousins, my third cousins. In fact, I know this one. And you get down into fourth cousins. Well, if you see this, its confidence is extremely high, extremely high. And as you go down, there are ones that just say high, like very high. But before, you would get into like the 60th page, and it would be like, very low, and I would contact those people, and they'd be like, I don't think we're related at all. So, basically what they're saying is those were false positives, and they are, they've narrowed that down. So I know you get an overwhelming number of results for your cousin matches when you get your DNA, and that cuts it down significantly. So that's been a big help. But the cool thing that I really want to talk to you guys about today is this new DNA circles. Now, if you read the whole long article that they put up here when you first check this out, it tells you that they're still in beta, and therefore they're being a little conservative with their estimates right now. And that when that happens, when they figure it out, that basically this is going to go, you're going to have a few more of these. These are just the ones that they're pretty certain of. Now, what I find strange is that a lot of professional genealogists and people who've been doing this for a long time, who have their DNA results on here, a lot of people are complaining that they don't have any DNA circles. I think that's kind of strange, really, because, you know, I just do this part-time. I do it as a hobby. I have been doing it for years, but still, I'm not a professional. And sorry guys, my phone's blowing up. And I really, I'm really surprised that I have 7 of them. So let's go through each one of these. This is my 4th great-grandmother. It automatically took the picture that I had set for her in my tree and put it up here. And then it says circle members 18. Now, you'll want to read the article to describe what a circle member is, because it's kind of complicated. It's kind of like triangulating DNA. And if you read through the whole complicated article, it basically says, you know, the way we used to think of it is you were half of each parent, a quarter of each grandparent, an eighth of each great-grandparent. But now that we understand genetics, we know it doesn't work that way. You may not have DNA. Actually, you don't have DNA for most of your ancestors. You only have from a few of them. And it's only within the last 7 generations that any of those ancestors actually have contributed any genetic information to you. So this, what they do basically is they take all these people who have DNA matches, say to Sarah McDade here. They'll take all these people who are genetically descended from her, and they will put them all in this circle together around Sarah McDade. Now, each one of those individual people might not be related to each other, because they may not have inherited her DNA, or DNA that they share, if that makes sense. But they are related to her. Those cousins just might not be related to each other. So this is our mutual ancestor hint, basically. And, you know, so maybe you're going to find some cousin matches that pop up that way that didn't pop up in your DNA results, and that's the point of it. So if you review mine here, we've got John Greathouse, Sarah McDade. Now, they're husband and wife, so it makes sense that those two are on there. This guy is also a genetic dead end. I'm part of the Greathouse DNA surname project. Genetic dead end, because none of us have DNA matches any further back than him, and the paper trail stops with him as well, so who knows. Now, this Edward Greathouse, that's his son, and this is Edward's wife. So, of course, that makes sense as well that they're on there. Down below here, these seem to just be random ones. Nancy Jane Riggs, you know, 4th great-grandmother. There are 7 people connected to her, and, you know, I'm not sure why she's on there, and her husband's not on there, but it pops up her. Same with Julie Ann Campfield. You know, why just her? Why not her husband? I'm not sure. But this is a lesser research family, and this is actually a brick wall for me, so, well, that's not quite true. It was for about 15 years, and I figured out her dad's name yesterday. But that was because of the DNA circles. Really, because I had her as Campfield, Campfield. And then when I saw Canfield up here, I went through some census records and stuff, and while it had always been spelled Campfield in my family, according to the census, this is the way it is. And then I found her in the 1850 census, and, you know, found her father. So these DNA circles will help you in multiple ways, and if you're a smart genealogist, you'll be able to figure those out without Ancestry explaining them to you. And then the last one here, Thomas Kane, my 4th great-grandfather, he is somewhat of a mystery because everyone seems to know the name of his father and a little bit about his father. In fact, my father is named after this guy's father. But the problem with that is that there's no documentation that that person ever existed. Michael O'Kane, I mean, there's none other than family legend. So, as far as I'm concerned, this guy is a genetic dead end as well. So I do have 4 members that are in the circle there. Now, here's the issue, though. If you have paid for the DNA test, you can access all of this, and you get access to this. However, if you want to look at who's in the DNA circle, that's where it becomes a problem, because they are charging for this. I'll show you what pops up here. And this is kind of weird. They have this new thing called Ancestry Insights, which is $50 a year. So you'll be able to see the family trees of the cousins that are in the circle, and you'll be able to see the photos and stories. I'm not sure if you'll be able to save them to your tree. And then I'm not sure what this interactive map is because I don't have access to it. You know, like I said, I do this as a hobby, and sometimes I'll do it every day for a month, and then I won't do it for 6 months or a year. So it's not worth it to me right now to pay $40 a year. And then they also offer you the regular memberships, which is everything in Ancestry Insights, plus all the records. So I guess this is a money-making thing for them, because it looks like you're going to have to pay $50 a year for this, and then $20 a month for the regular Ancestry membership. So, you know, you've already paid $100 for your DNA test, now you got to pay for this. That sucks, but you know, you're paying $20 a year here. That's $240 a year for that membership. Plus that, you're paying Ancestry $290 a year. I might do it once, and then, you know, skip a few years and see what new pops up or something like that. I'm not really sure. But in my situation where I don't research all the time, I'd be more likely to pay this right now just to check this out. So that's pretty much it. You know, I'm not sure when they're going to take this out of beta and put more of them up there in a less conservative matching fashion. When they do that, that's probably when I'll do this. Oh yeah, and if it'll probably do this to you too, because it keeps happening to me. It will not let you get out of this. I am working on a few more videos. One of them is genealogy related, but that's not high on my priority list. I do have a few more videos that I'm going to try to make. I may or may not get them out this week. Probably not. It's probably going to be next week, because I am job searching, and that might be what my next video is about, depending on how that turns out. So until then, guys, check out Ancestry's new deal. There is some free information that you can glean from that, and it's interesting anyway. So check it out, subscribe, and I'll have a new video up here in a couple weeks.